Did you know in the new MultiVersus, there are several new tech mechanics in the game? One amazing example among the many that we're going to talk about in this video are instant air dashes, which allow us to perform any aerial attack or aerial special at the lowest possible point to the ground, making instant down airs a super viable way to approach people in combat, to start off combos, and execute kill confirms. This also uses a lot of your dodge meter, so you need to be kind of calculating when using this. You can't just spam it at will. This is just the beginning. We got a lot more to talk about in this video. Special thank you to Warner Brothers for allowing me early access to MultiVersus so that we can capture footage and make videos talking about the new changes to the game. I compiled a bunch of my thoughts and things I thought were pretty notable about the gameplay. I played about 3 days worth of the game, ran a lot of online matches, so it's possible that I may have forgotten to write some of them down. So please, below in the comments, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment them so I can go ahead and answer every single one that I possibly can, and also double check for you guys when the game officially launches on Tuesday. And also hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any other updates. We got a lot of MultiVersus videos on the way, guys, and you're not going to want to miss out on them. Help rate's at 38%, even higher, and now let's get into this video. Overall, I can honestly say this game is in the best state that it's ever been. My concerns going into MultiVersus with the new revamps were kind of just like everyone else's. I was worried about the speed and how this would affect the gameplay. I can confidently say outright that the speed, while it is much more tame than it was in the previous build, it is definitely not slow. I've seen people saying that it's slower than Brawl, and bro, let me just say, whoever says or thinks that, you guys have no idea what you're talking about, and I fully understand because it is one of those cases where once you are actually playing the game, you can see it from a totally different perspective, and overall it's a much different impression when it's hands-on. You really have to feel these things. Also, and I mean, just being honest, I think the trailer footage previously was purposely played slower by somebody that was not trying to maximize the movement, but instead give clear representation of the new animations and moves, and that's totally understandable. You can move almost exactly the same as before, except now there is a resource meter tied to your dodge. Well, there was before, but now it's even crazier. This is designed to limit the abuse of dodge jumps, which now you can only do 2 dodge jumps before immediately going into burnout, where you do not get invulnerability frames on dodges temporarily, but instead you will do a roll which can still avoid attacks, but if you are within a hitbox of a move, you will be getting hit because your dodge meter is currently empty. Dodge jumping was a rampant issue in the beta for MultiVersus. It allowed players to not only move fast, but canceled unsafe moves and end lag to make every move safe and virtually unpunishable. Now we can punish moves and react to unsafe options. And for the casual audiences, many people will be able to keep up with the combat, with the action, and basically see what is happening and know exactly what moves they can do next. You can run around the stage without having to do dodge jump now, while saving 1 or 2 dodge jumps to close the gap or extend combos that normally wouldn't work without it, which is the way that I've been using dodge jumps in this build. It did take me a good hour or 2 to stop spamming dodge jumps because, let's be real, the muscle memory is still there from the original beta of MultiVersus. And I realized after a little bit, okay, I'm dying too much, I need to maintain my resources. And once I was able to do that, I started to live longer, win a lot more matches, and put together a really nasty streak. Combat neutral now is not like 2 flies trying to chase each other down, constantly whiffing moves on the screen anymore. Everything is a lot more calculated and it feels grounded in the best possible way. I honestly can't wait for May 28th for all of you guys to get your hands on it. We will be streaming it here on the channel all day, and you don't want to miss out on that. I'll also be taking character requests to play them live and give you guys my impressions on them, while also filming some guides and tips and stuff. I want to take a different approach this time around when we play MultiVersus. Before, I kind of just got like sucked into just playing Wonder Woman and only Wonder Woman, and anytime I tried a new character, it would deter me from not trying out other characters. So this time around, I do want to actively force myself to try out new characters, new play styles, and also making a guide for every single character, because I think this game system is in probably the best possible state that it has been, and it's only gonna get better from here, guys. While MultiVersus does have a more grounded feel to the gameplay, there are some really cool tech mechanics we can do in the game. We already talked about in the beginning of the video the instant air dashes for the intro of the video, but now with the addition that is brand new of dash attacks being in the game, there's a cool method to perform them a lot easier and faster. We can see characters normally execute this attack from a full sprint. Typically, that's how they normally work in platform fighters. However, by tapping forward twice and then hitting the attack button, you can do a dash attack instantly from a standing still position. And what's even better is we could actually do this after landing from an aerial attack, meaning it can be comboed into most characters' kits and help deter opponents from approaching and trying to whiff punish you. Wonder Woman honestly made the best use of this in my gameplay that I found. I found myself often doing down airs or forward air into a neutral air, and then when you land, you input the instant dash attack input to string that combo together. It did about 30 plus damage altogether and was a consistent go-to starter for me in my combat. But essentially, every single character can do an instant dash attack. You just gotta find the best route for them. I know Joker, for example, can combo off of his dash attack, which is pretty cool, but a character like Jason, unfortunately, cannot combo off of his dash attack. So again, it's very different for each character. You're gonna have to experiment and try it out, and I will be helping you guys out online with that. Another really cool tech are sliding dodges. We can use the forward ground dodge to slide characters really far and input a sliding smash attack to go along with it. I made a Joker guide talking about this. Joker's sliding dash attack, sliding dash, sliding dodge dash, or whatever you want to call it, is so good. I think he goes the furthest in the game. But what's even cool about it too is that you can actually use this to do a sliding jab attack. So this is also really good for Jason and is amazing for whiff punishing opponents, especially if the opponent is a little too far away from your reach and you can't get them with your counter move. You could also use this to punish unsafe moves and even extend combos that normally would not connect at higher percents, such as Joker's jab jab forward dodge into up smash. This actually can be a kill option at high percents, guys, and it works very consistently. Wonder Woman as well has a jab jab to sliding up smash. Dude, this is basically like a Smash Bros. Brawl Dacus, but way easier to input and functions for everyone across the board. But it's not going to be viable for everyone in all situations, so keep that in mind. You got to really experiment with these things, but these tech mechanics are within the game, and I think it's pretty awesome. They do cost a lot of resources, so if you are doing a sliding forward dodge into a smash attack like with Joker's up smash, it will use up half of his dodge meter. So again, you can't really be out there spamming these things like that. The netcode felt really, really good. I played a bunch of people in the press demo who were in the European regions and other parts of the world, and I only experienced one poor moment of lag, which I did get on recording here against this Jason player, which there was this like freeze lag that kind of rolled back really far for me and kept me in place. But once it finally caught up after a few seconds, I was able to jump back into the fight and continue. I even somehow won this as well. I wonder how this actually was on my opponent's perspective, because it looked like he was still able to combo me and play normally, and he even almost killed me, but I survived. I even ran more matches against this same opponent after, and the lag never happened again. So it was a pretty rare occurrence in this build, and I hope on full release the experience is pretty much the same, if not even better. In the beginning, I played mostly Wonder Woman, but Joker and Jason are absolutely amazing, and actually I spent most of my time playing as them. I actually won about 60 something matches with Jason, and I won 42 matches with Joker. I did play a couple matches of Finn in this build, but I didn't really get a chance to relearn his kit. And also, Agent Smith was not playable in this build. He did have some mentions in the menu, and they were talking about specific challenges that we could do for an event regarding Agent Smith, but I saw no signs of the character being playable. And unfortunately, I was not able to get 2v2 footage, sadly. I mean, most of the people in this build were journalists and overseas creators, so if I really wanted to run 2v2s, I had to get up super earlier than normal to run matches with them, or stay up later than normal. But I can confidently say the 1v1 matches are so much better now in MultiVersus, thanks to the new changes with the system and the more grounded playstyle. I will say that though, the new Banana Guard character gave me the most headaches in MultiVersus. I legit had probably a 10% win ratio against him. I think I only won 1 or 2 games against Banana Guard in like 10 or 12 matches. He's extremely hard to approach from the front. His hitbox is very strong and overall felt generally safe on most of his moves. I think my Wonder Woman could have probably handled him, but I was struggling to find out how to consistently approach him when playing as Joker or Jason, as I was still new to their kit. I think he's a very strong and seemingly fun character, and if you guys want to see those full gameplay matches against him, please comment down below. I have a ridiculous amount of footage playing against this character, and we could actually break it down and figure out what can we do against them, because I think Banana Guard might be a menace online. Now, in regards to perks, I am actually not surprised about this one. They removed triple jump from the perks and totally reworked it. It has been replaced now with a new perk that creates a platform mid-jump when you input the dodge button, and it allows you to jump again off of it. I didn't use this much in the playtest, but I think it will provide a more technical approach compared to triple jump, where now you have to actually think about what your next move is going to be, while also managing your dodge resource, because this does use some of your dodge meter as well. I fully understand why they got rid of triple jump. I mean, doing this offers way more variety of perks to choose from, because before triple jump was just a necessity. You had to run it. Everybody was using it, and even in solos, it was really good. Wonder Woman's lasso, surprisingly, does not go on cooldown anymore. Even if it lands on an enemy, you can continue to use it in neutral without worrying about missing it and having to wait another 10 seconds to use it again. The signature perk that gives her whip stip knockback killing power, which I think it's called Whip of Hephaestus, that actually has been nerfed. It no longer, but the nerf isn't too bad. It no longer will pull enemies in to Wonder Woman if they are hit by the beginning or the middle of the whip. The whip can only affect the enemy at the tip, and the tip does a knockback, which I think is a great change to balance out the overall utility of the whip and how much more often you can use it within combat, since there is no cooldown on it anymore. Also, her overall kit has been enhanced, and she has been hella buffed. One of my favorite changes is her meter that is gained off of the armor moves does not deplete, even after you die and respawn with the same meter. And this is the case for a lot of characters. Any character that has a meter that they can build up, if you die with, or you lose a stock with that character, you come back with that meter. And the best part is, this actually can kill at 60 to 80%, which I feel like it did before at full charge, but now this is like killing at halfway charge, and it's pretty consistent. And I like this about Wonder Woman because now it's a move that you can regularly use within her kit, even when her meter is only half filled. It's an awesome kill option because you can combo into her down smash as well. I gotta do a little bit more testing, but there are some guaranteed routes like jab jab down smash or jab jab instant air dash dare to down smash. We have a lot of fun ahead of us, guys, so I'm really looking forward to testing all these things out with you all. Her side special, the super punch that everybody absolutely loves when I use it on them, it kills even earlier now, and it has the same amount of mobility and hitbox to it as well. Like 80 to 90 damage felt like instant death on the Powerpuff stage, and any others that are a little bit smaller towards the sides. The new PvE mode Rifts was available for us to participate in, and it felt like a solid extra addition to the game that I think is going to be a real big hit with the community. PvE content is such a much needed game mode for fighting games, especially free-to-play ones. While multiplayer obviously may be the main focus for most players, there needs to be an outlet for casuals to have fun in when they don't have to go online all the time, you know what I mean? I strongly agree with this. Plus, there's always fun to be had with a mode to wind down and just mess around with. Plus, many of the stages hone your skill, so in a way, look at it as a fun way to kind of practice with new characters while also earning currency to spend on cosmetics within the game. Now, the rifts were limited in our build, but its trailer showed just how much more deep it actually can be, so that's pretty exciting to see, and I'll be tackling more of it on release day and trying to get as much rewards from it as I can, because some of the cool stuff from there is pretty dope. And one change that I really did like was having to hard lock your character that you want to go online with before you go online. Previously, a very annoying thing would happen where people will play you with a new character, and then if you beat them, they will switch to their main and get like super sweaty. I'm a culprit of this too, I get it, but I hated this because it made wanting to learn new characters not fun. But in this build, you kind of had to pre-select your characters before matchmaking and play that character for the entirety of that set. You were only able to play as them, and if the match ended, you found a new opponent. I do hope that they kind of fix the account level system issue, where before, if you're actually trying out a new character that you were level 1 with them, but your player account level is like level 30, it would match you against other level 30 account mains because your account levels are similar. Even in casual modes, not even in ranked, just casual modes that would happen. I think this should be based on the character's level that you are selecting and not the account's level personally. I asked a few employees at PFG if this is the case this time around, but I haven't received any confirmation yet, and I will be keeping you guys informed as soon as I get any word on that, because I think that's really important, promoting the idea of wanting to play as new characters and not having to switch back to your main to defend your honor or whatever. There's also even more missions and challenges available as well that pertain to events for specific unlockables and XP for the battle pass. Agent Smith, like I said, was mentioned on these, but he wasn't playable in the build that I played, so sadly I don't have any feedback or any footage of him. But when the game drops, we all will have a chance to check him out for ourselves and see exactly how he plays. MultiVersus is back in less than a week, guys, and the game is in a much better state now than it was in 2022. The system mechanics have been revamped in so many ways, but of course that's not to say that the future updates can't change the way some things work. Hopefully for the better. At least now the game's engine is very up to date and the rollback netcode feels really solid, and the devs have stated that this change to Unreal Engine 5 is going to help them when it comes to making changes to the point where they don't actually end up breaking anything. You guys remember that with the hitboxes. When they adjusted that, it did kind of break the game. Oh, there's actually another thing that I completely forgot to talk about. I can't believe it. You guys are probably going to roast me in the comments about this, but I forgot to talk about parries. The new inclusion of parries is pretty awesome. I was able to land it a few times, but I'm not going to lie, I kept forgetting to use it consistently because it is so new and it's something that my muscle memory does not remember or retain from MultiVersus. For it to register, you need to actually dodge in place without moving at all, because if you move, you're changing the direction of the left stick. You will input a dodge roll or a slide, and you need meter for it to register to work. What's also great is that you could actually do it in the air, so if your opponent is trying to juggle you with combos that are not necessarily true, you could totally hit it with a parry and freezes them long enough to set up a decent reaction to either steal a kill or turn the tides of battle. It's a high risk, insanely high reward, and the window is pretty small, but the benefit is absolutely great, especially if you get really good at it. But if you have no dodge meter, you can't parry, guys. I specifically want to get good with this because there are a lot of moments where you are stuck being juggled in a combo in the air, and you might have a small window in order to dodge, but instead of dodging, you hit that parry off the top of the screen, and you could actually just up air your opponent because they get frozen right there, and steal a kill and frustrate the hell out of them. We're gonna see a lot of clips of that very early on. Avatar was able to pull it off on me in a really clutch way against Wonder Woman. I still think he was panicking and spamming it though, but yo, GG's. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are too. Like I said, guys, we already have the Joker guide, we already have the Jason guide on the channel. We're gonna do more when the game officially drops, but I have a lot of other footage that I would like to go live with and review and talk about it with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy that. If you do have any other questions, feel free to comment them down below. I would love nothing more than to be able to answer all that I can. If it is something that I don't have the answer to, I will scour the ends of the earth to get that answer for you all. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More MultiVersus videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.